Welcome, everybody, to finally an episode of Your Brain on Hops. I'm here with just Alex today. We're doing things a little bit differently. We've all been very busy with our lives. Things are changing, so unfortunately today we do not have Chris. We miss him very deeply, very deeply.
So much.
But we are here today discussing some hazy and New England style IPAs. 42 North is actually currently doing a dogfight, if you will, of pilot series using the three brewers, Clay, Matt, and Alex. And we have three IPAs done by them that we are now drinking. And there seems to be a very big rise in the New England style IPA, as if it were going on right now in Buffalo with the addition of Lawson's finally putting out their Sip of Sunshine, Alchemist coming and actually distributing a little bit of the Heady Topper, and the Lockhouse series coming from Big Ditch with the Packet, and as well as FIP. And so those have been circulating around the area, and people seem to be going crazy for them in obscene ways, like tears, apparently.
Well, I think FIP is that good. It brought me to tears.
Do you think it's overplayed, or do you think it's just it's the big thing?
I think that people are on this style and they just cherish it so much that no matter what someone puts out, people are going to go crazy for it, as long as it's good.
But where do you think we can go from here? Because everyone's trying to push the next envelope of, oh, I have the best one, I have this one. But the problem is that, I mean, we've had so many that we either have a favorite or they kind of all start to taste the same a little bit.
It's true. I think they do, because if you really think about it, I mean, there's so many beers out there in general, not just New England style IPAs, that like everyone has their favorite beer, and if you don't have a favorite beer, you have a favorite 20 different beers, because there's so many good beers out there that I think we've gotten to a point with New England style IPAs that everyone's doing them. So now it's just, well, if there's a good one and you can get your hands on it, drink up.
Yeah. I mean, we did an episode involving Trillium, and I mean, those guys are phenomenal.
So good.
But I mean, I think you and I have both had Pliny the Elder, which I don't know if I'd call New England.
I do not call it.
I would not call that a New England, but it's supposedly one of the best IPAs. But then the big one was Alchemist and the Heady Topper. But now even Alchemist is coming out with things that are not necessarily New England, but they have Crusher.
Crusher is my favorite.
What's the other one? I can't think of the name. Super Session is Lawson's. There's one more that they do that's a little lighter. Skadoosh. Skadoosh is the other one. It took me a minute. But they're all got these similar notes, some being a little more potent, I think, when it comes to it, because when you start to do IPAs, sometimes they tend to be a little bit more boozy, which I also noticed with Lawson's and Heady Topper. They were around 8%, something like that.
Right.
These are all falling in the category of about 5.
Yeah, I believe they're... Let's see, Clay's is sitting at 6.7, Matt's is at 6, and Alex's is at 6.3.
Okay.
So they're just over 6.
Which...
I think you owe me one for fixing your house anyway.
I mean, personally, it's... Yeah, so I will post the photo later. We are sitting in the 42 North Brewery, so there are people coming in and out going to the fire pit. So you might hear ramblings of others.
It's good background
It really
music.
is. It's actually very cozy in here. I kind of like it.
It is very nice. Surrounded by malt, and I have barrels right behind me that are full of, I believe, a Flemish red right now.
And apparently one goddamn fruit fly that keeps falling in one of my beers. Well, you can't avoid that. Jesus. Are you kidding me? If you saw my kitchen, you can't get rid of the damn boogers. This is a brewery and they have one, lucky bastards.
So, which one are you starting with right now?
I am currently drinking Clay's, which is very nice.
It is.
It's very smooth.
For 80 IBUs, it is definitely not 80 IBUs.
No.
What we taste is definitely not 80 IBUs.
It does. I thought his was going to be the bitter one from the description that
it has a nice firm bitterness though, that I think it doesn't come across too much for the little bit of sweetness that's in there.
But what I'm enjoying is the fact that it's actually a little bit creamy, I think.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
It is really nice.
So, we were both at an event recently. Aurora Brew Works was one of the distributors for the release of Lawson's Sip of Sunshine. One of the things about Sip of Sunshine Lawson's is, I believe, done by Two Roads Brewing Company, which they actually already is out here in Buffalo, but because it's Lawson's and it was special, they weren't putting out Sip of Sunshine. They could put out everything else, but they weren't doing that. The greedy bastards. But they finally gave everybody about, I want to say, 35 cases. Aurora Brew Works put theirs out. They sold out in 30 minutes.
Crazy.
It was, they tried to put no limit, but it was honestly out of control that you had to, or else no one was getting anything. Which a lot of us have seen over the years. If you follow Buffalo Beer Geeks or anything like that, we all love to take pictures of the hauls we take back and forth from states of stuff we want to bring back to our friends. We want to try. We want to take it back. We enjoyed it that much, and we can't get it. We cherish it. But when you can get it at a no limit, you take as much as you can get your greedy little hands on.
Oh yeah.
So, but 35 cases, 35 plus cases.
I think they said that at the end it ended up being 40 that they sold.
Some of the 40 cases,
yeah,
and in 30 minutes flat.
I mean that's a little over a case a minute.
So the sad part though was, I mean, you had people that were lining up. It's one of those things where it's first come first serves. It's nothing personal, and I think people have to remember that because everybody wants it so much and it's almost coveted. But what you got to remember, guys, is that a lot of these times that they're looking to see the numbers. Lawson's is literally trying to figure out who wants what, and who are we willing to give this product back to, so that we aren't wasting this product, because we already know it's good. But if there's going to be 3 cases left over, that's 3 cases I'm not going to send out. So we've seen it happen. Unfortunately, I think KBS. One of the big things was Rite Aid got hold of KBS.
Yeah.
And the whole thing was the numbers. The numbers was because a lot of people were buying the Founders All Day IPA. They were out of Rite Aid. Great beer. I love it. But because they saw that,
I think that should be a staple in everybody's fridge.
It's in my car right now. It's Tall Boys. I had it for lunch the other day.
I did see that picture.
Yes. But because of that, they said, "Oh, hey guys, you guys are selling out our Founders All Day IPA 15 packs so much. Hey, why don't you take some of the KBS?" Nobody knew that they had it. Rite Aid had no idea what they were selling, and they were selling it fairly cheap, actually. And it's like, okay,
cheaper than most places.
Yes. So what the sad part though about that is the fact that if you flood the market, you lose the overall personal value to it. So people left after this debut of finally it arrives. Unfortunately, I think apparently someone said that one lady was crying because she could not get hold of it. The thing you have to remember though is that it will be back. They will see the numbers. They will see the fact that we, the people, want this beer. And they're going to say, hey, when we brew this and we're going this way, send them all another 35 cases.
Right.
And the more you do that, hey, and as long as you're willing to spend it. But the thing is, you got to remember is there's so many other good IPAs and selections out there that it's eventually going to die out. So
I also think that brings us to the following time that we went to Brew Works after the Sip of Sunshine was released for Sip versus FIP, where we had there was cans of Sip and there was also cans of FIP, and actually one of the owners of Big Ditch was there serving, and yes, they were doing a blind tasting, so you had no idea what you were tasting, and what do you know? Everyone picked what beer they actually liked based off of what they actually liked instead of a name.
In reality, Big Ditch was just all giving everybody FIP. No, I'm just kidding. No, I really like those guys. But yeah, as soon as I showed up, the guy goes, "Are you here for the taste testing?" He gave it to me, and he's like, "You could just probably tell him what it is. He's gonna know." And I did know. And you and I had a small conversation, Alex, about it. There was a bitterness. I don't know if what we said. It was something about Lawson's. And it was. I think they brewed those cans on October 31st.
They were canned. I think it was 3 days apart.
Exactly. So they were fresh as could be.
There's no freshness like controversy between.
No, there was
that
no
tasting.
stall. But we felt that there was a booziness to Sip of Sunshine or something that was dry about it.
I thought there was a toasty character to it that kind of overshined the hops.
I can see that. So in the long run, we all kind of went with FIP. And I said I kind of enjoyed it more because it just had a touch of sweetness. It was kind of like the orange you open up for breakfast, and you either get the sour orange or like the sweeter one, the one you're going to enjoy a little bit more.
Oh yeah.
And it was. I wanted to. I'm like, but I'm not going to get rid of either one because they're so damn delicious either way. And I'm like, I don't care. I walked away with many of cans, and they're still in my fridge, and I'm just drinking. I'm just going, Sip of Sunshine, FIP. Sip of Sunshine, FIP. And I just keep alternating back and forth.
And I've had a can of Sip of Sunshine recently, and actually, thank you for that, sir.
You're welcome.
And I had no issues with it. I mean, I still picked out what I picked out there, but at the same time, it wasn't like after I was a couple sips in, I wasn't thinking about it. It was just another really good beer.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it down to the last drop.
Hello, doggy. I think we could have gone with 5 ounces. Alex and I made the mistake of we each got ourselves 10 ounces of this said beer from each brewer. We don't really need that much for this episode.
But I do want 10 ounces of each of these. Because they are
more
really
mad
good.
that they won't crowl it for me.
Oh.
I need Aaron.
I wish he was here tonight so he could have hopped on the show. That would have been great. I'm currently drinking Alex's.
We both have an order here that the brewer gave us, and I should have forgotten the name of which one I'm going in.
You are going for Alex's right now.
Yes, because Matt was last.
Right. And the lightest in color, I noticed. I'm getting Sprite.
Lemon lime.
Yeah.
I can see that. But the thing is, it fades out. Fades out very quickly for me.
It's big up front. The lemon lime, I think, is really big up front. But yeah, the flavor kind of dies off. But it leaves a good bitterness that kind of lingers with you, which makes me want another sip.
Lemon drop hops.
Nope, that's in Matt's.
Ah, damn it, Matt. I wish I was drinking this in order of the way they wrote this down. So Voss, the yeast. I thought this. I hope I'm not going backwards.
I mean, this one is it's with Galaxy and Pacifica hops, and it's total Galaxy. Once again, nice and creamy, hazy as all hell. Beautiful lacing.
I'm going to bring up a question to you, Alex. I guess other than the New England style IPAs, we usually do this question at the end, but I kind of want, just being the two of us, I'm going to ask the question now. What have you been drinking?
A lot of New England style IPAs.
You know something? So it's actually been a while, but it's actually about a month to the day. I did for the 4th year in a row, my pig roast.
Oh,
And we had more beer than ever before, including we had actually 2 kegs of 42 North. We had their Kolsch, we had their Berliner,
which is such a good Kolsch.
phenomenal. But we also had a ton of stuff brewed by you, as well as so many other people brought in growlers of home brews and stuff like that, and people just left beer.
Yeah, people left beer in my cooler, and when I opened it in the morning, I looked in and I'm like, "There's more beer in here than I brought."
Yes.
What the hell?
I ended up coming away, and I knew who did it because I knew one guy every year. Every year you do this, Aaron. I know it's you. But he empties out his beer fridge, and then he just brings stuff. So I came home with a bunch of stuff. I'm like, I feel guilty about this. But I had some just normal IPAs. I still have like some Russian Imperial Stouts in there that I've been trying to drink throughout.
Well, it's a good time for those.
It is, which is why I brought the question up. I'm like, I'm seeing this uprise of New England style IPAs, but my body is telling me this is not the time for New England style.
You're about to have an R. Kelly moment.
I lost the reference there. Oh, I'm the black one too.
But my body.
Okay, now I got it. But I'm going into the barley wine, like the warmer, like the heavy stout kind of season, and yet my entire fridge is nothing but sweet, juicy, citrusy. I want it warmer weather, and it is literally almost 30 degrees outside.
It's just starting to get cold here in Buffalo.
And we're literally just on the brink of snow, which I think is happening this weekend.
Yeah, probably. I mean, everything was frosted over this morning, so...
So I guess that's why I brought up the question. I'm like, okay, then what are you looking forward to drinking?
Barley wines.
One in particular?
People who listen to our show probably have heard me say many a time how much I love barley wines. And yes, barley wines.
They are delicious.
None in particular, but I do always get a Bigfoot from Sierra Nevada. I do really enjoy that.
That's a sad story.
And I will try and get a J.W. Lee's. I know Chris hates it.
But that's why we got to go back to Aurora Brew Works, because J.W. Lee's is on tap apparently.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And we know how much Chris loves that J.W. Lee's.
Oh yeah. And then mine as well. And I have a couple of years now of brewing it, because I think I've been brewing it since 2013. I brew it once a year. Yeah, it's time to dig into quite a few of them and do a flight by myself.
I'm actually looking forward to just going on a winter hike. My friend and I, we did this last year. My field overgrew. We just went out back with the machetes, start hacking stuff down to clear the trails. We're just hiking through the woods. Backpacks full of barley wines. Just, middle of snow. We're just sitting there, making lounge chairs, just carving it out, and then just start drinking. Because, nothing like thinning out the blood in the middle of a blizzard. But I'm actually looking forward to it because, that means the old aging beer shelf is going to be dwindling, which I know my girlfriend is going to absolutely love watching me drink the stouts and the barley wine. She's like, oh, yeah, you're getting rid of the beer. What she doesn't realize is that hell has to be replenished. But
you have a couple of bottles of Sticky Monkey, don't you?
No, I do not. I have a couple different years. Actually, the big one is I have like 7 bottles of Sukaba. Which, if you looked at our page on Facebook, Your Brain and Hops, you'll see one of the many photos is I came out of work one day, and this was my only beer of the evening. I was off the next day. I don't know why I'm setting it up, because it'll make me seem like I have a drinking problem. But I was so infuriated with how the day went. Like, I was fumbles. Like, I couldn't do anything right. The boss is on me. I was fed up. And I came home the lady looked at me and she's like, "You okay?" And I'm just like, all I did was walk straight into the kitchen, grabbed the Sukaba, cracked it open, and walked into the bathroom. And I didn't come out for like 45 minutes. I took just one of the most relaxing showers, and I just drank it straight out of the bottle.
I remember seeing the picture of
I
it
didn't
in
want
your
to laugh.
little shower.
I just put it in the shower caddy next to the bottle
Yeah.
of shampoo, and I just took it. I was like, I need my brain to shut off. This is so delicious, but I don't give a shit right now. But I do have several bottles of the, I almost said bodies, that I also have those. Those are in the basement. Never mind. Okay. So,
Different podcast.
Different podcast. Yes, the horror podcast.
Save it for the serial killer podcast.
The Halloween episode.
There you go.
It's
We've passed.
I just had a really disturbing thought combining brewing beer, but
Let's not get into that one.
but no, I have Sticky Monkey, I have the Parabola, I have the Sukaba, I have Velvet Merkin. I don't know if that's no, Velvet Merkin isn't one of them. It's but I have 2 anniversary series, 2 years of that.
Ooh, that's a good one.
But collecting is a tough thing.
Well, yeah, you have to have the space for it.
Well, space for it, but the other thing is when anyone asks me, it's like, oh, you can age beer, and they're shocked you can do that. And it's like, you can, but there's the basic rules to follow. Right. Usually, you can't do an IPA. The only one that I've ever seen aged, so at least in my head, is that Stone Enjoy by
Enjoy After.
Enjoy After
With Brett, which IPA. I'm not a big fan.
Neither am I. But because you lose the oils, you lose the aromas, right. Everything dies out weird.
I think the Brett definitely helps to, quote unquote, like preserve that like real citrusy. I think you can get a lot of those notes out of Brett, but I don't think you get any of the IPA that was there. Not after a year at least.
No. And I think when you do get more IPAs like that, they turn malty. They turn very sweet.
Right. I wouldn't go sweet. I wouldn't necessarily say sweet, but I definitely get a bigger malt character out of them. The malt definitely shines through more than the hops. But I think they're just big yeast shows. I think it's just a big Brett beer. So,
if you look at my shelf, there's a couple of rules. It's usually always a barley wine.
I think I'm getting Brett in this.
Because he's using the Voss.
Yeah. But I'm not getting out of this one. Both Alex and Matt use the Voss yeast,
which we all loved here.
I'm not getting it out of Alex's.
Matt's is very light.
Very light. I'm getting that Sprite lemon lime.
I was gonna say I'm getting the lemon.
Yeah. So I know that comes from that Voss yeast,
which I'm not saying no to. That is
no, I love it.
I want to play with that. I have not been.
It's an audio only medium, Dan. They can't see what you were just doing,
but you can. Alex likes to watch. But yeah, my entire shelf is nothing but barley wines and stouts, and it's always those two. Usually, I like to buy stuff that says barrel aged, or something that can, cellar at room temp on the back. Some brews will actually give you that little bit of information, and usually it's a little bit higher in alcohol content.
Yeah,
and that's usually
it kind of needs to be.
Mm-hmm. And that's usually why I'm always telling my girlfriend when she's telling me, "Would you drink the beer you have?" And I tell her, that's beer to share, or I want to crack it open for a holiday. Thanksgiving's coming up. My relatives are in town. I'll probably grab 2 bottles of something special. And share it with friends and whatnot. And also because if I do drink one of those bottles, I'll pass out cold.
Oh yeah.
One of the many, I have an entire series of green caps out of Dogfish. Technically I should be sharing that with another human.
And I mean, for just being 12-ounce bottles, it is kind of crazy that like after one of those, yeah, I'm feeling pretty damn good. And actually, I cracked up in a. I think you gave it to me. I don't remember why you gave it to me. What the
I don't know
occasion
either
was.
why I gave it to you.
I
want it back.
Well, too bad. It's already gone. A Dogfish Worldwide Stout. Gave it to me quite a while ago, and I put it away for a bit. And that is the very first beer that I had in my new apartment.
Aww.
Yeah. And
Also,
it was
congratulations
delicious.
on the new apartment, by the way.
Thank you, sir.
I'll tell you why you have that beer. I gave it to him for his birthday.
It was that long ago?
Yes.
I knew I had
It was
it
your
stored away
birthday.
for a while. Well, thank you.
I got hold of it, and then I was like, Alex wants this beer. Put a bow on it. Just, birthday.
I do love that beer. It is a phenomenal stout.
So,
And it was the
I want the
exact
vanilla.
thing I needed.
I want that vanilla. Vanilla oak aged worldwide stout that they
Yeah.
do.
Didn't we have that at Moorpat? We had that at Moorpat.
Oh my god, we did.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so good too. It's all coming back to me like a flood of emotions. Oh, so good,
That
so
was,
tasty.
but you know what? Just
No,
that
that's-
tiny
no.
little goblet, though, and like I had to share it with people because I'm like, I can't drink this and then drive all the way home. So
No,
I had to share it with everyone.
I remember what it was. I had a sip of mine. I gave my entire glass to Chris,
Yes,
who is
you
not
did.
here, because I had to run out, and I was like, and I don't even remember why.
That's right. You had to leave.
I had to leave. Something was happened, and I literally had to bolt out the door. And I don't even remember why it was so crowded at the bar. There was an event going on
It
because
was
it was Buffalo Beer
other
Week.
half
Yes.
tap takeover,
Ugh.
which wasn't even a tap takeover because
No.
I think there was like 5.
I gave up an
20
entire 5 ounce
tap
of that
lists.
glass of vanilla beer. Oh, no, I'm sad. No, I'm sad. The deliciousness on my lips.
Can we call this episode that?
I thought we were calling it Man Down.
Man down.
Man Down.
No, not even just man down. It's man down.
Can we just call it Chris's Down? I just
Technically, he's not down because he's not down to be here right now.
okay.
Sometimes work gets in
We'll
the
just
way.
call it Man Down. I'm going to put a picture of Chris in an airplane just burning. Just I don't know. Why am I being a dick? God. It's like the man has a life.
It's true.
No, that's why we were jonesing to do a podcast, and I've been asked a few times by people, why aren't you doing it again? And time takes up way too much time.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, we had a perfect opportunity to do one tonight with this
Yes.
with this tasting of these pilot beers, and I have to say, and actually, we should probably say which one we liked the best.
we will, because Brandon's definitely going to ask us when we get back up there.
That's very true.
So,
So let's go.
are you doing a 1, 2, 3 lineup, or are you going number 1?
I say we go 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
So my number 3 would have to be Matt's.
I am agreeing with you on that one.
Okay. I like the flavor, but I think there's not enough there, and I think it doesn't stay with you long enough. Maybe on a hot day outside, I can put a couple of these back. Especially this is the lowest in alcohol of the 3.
I get almost little alcohol in. Nah, I don't want to be fancy. I'm gonna say I get a little baking soda, kind of a taste in the back of my mouth.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but I don't know if it's. But I get the lemon. But like, man, what's that? There's
I think the bitterness
lemon
comes-
candy. It's there's a weird, like, if you've ever had like just one of those hard candies before, and after you're sucking on it for so long, you get a weird
Stringency?
kind of in the mouth that I'm picking up from this. So, and it's kind of lingering around, and so
I think the bitterness is just slightly harsh.
it's still good though.
Yeah. Well, like I said,
Yeah.
on a hot day, I think this would be pretty nice outside. The Voss.
The Voss. Yeah, that's the key. We're going to be using that for a little bit. All right, so
Give it a pause.
So, going on from number 2. Bum, 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 bum. The suspense is killing me.
Should we just go with number 1, the winner first?
I guess the 1-2. So, your winner.
Clay.
I'm going for Clay. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, I think through and through, it's got a ton of flavor up front. I think the bitterness being at 80 IBUs and like way above the other two, I think it doesn't come across that way.
No.
It's just really pleasant to drink. It doesn't scream New England style IPA to me.
I think it's still a New England style IPA.
I think it is too, but it doesn't scream it. It doesn't scream it like a juice bomb would. Not necessarily Sloop's juice bomb, but like a juice bomb of an IPA.
I get all the citrus, I get everything. I think it's just well rounded. I think from the moment I sip on it and it finishes, I want to go back. Like that's the thing I'm enjoying about it. Like it's just well balanced to me.
Mm-hmm.
Think about Matt's it's a little harsher.
Alex.
Sorry, Alex. And I'm sitting right in front of you. No, different brewery, but yeah, I should be able to remember the name. But it kind of goes back to, I hate to say it, it's sip fishes fit.
Yeah, except this time I feel like it on a metaphorical level, we're picking sip over fit.
See, I still think we're picking fit.
Interesting. Everybody's palate is different.
I know.
That's the one thing I love about beer.
Yay, beer.
I do love that lemon lime character of the yeast though, and I would love to see how the Voss yeast would be in Clay's beer.
So maybe the next question is they take the winner, and now you have to do 3 more palate batches of the winner, which essentially is the brew process.
Yep, exactly.
Until you have finally something that can take down that sweet, sweet white oak borderland.
Such a good beer.
Because surprisingly, I honestly thought I was going to give it to Matt or Alex, and that they might beat Clay out because I like that Voss yeast. 42 North put out the Voss IPA. I hope to see that one back, but it was a small batch. It was gone fast, and it was damn good. And it was the one IPA that I think they did that, for me, I am a avid fan of their white oak. It was the one beer I finally had that I said, this might beat your white oak. And then I went to Aaron and I said, give me a crawler of white oak. And he just looked at me and just with eyes of fire and wanted to burn me to the ground.
For any of you who have not been to 42 North and have not met Aaron, he is one of
the nicest guys you will ever meet.
Very true.
He's also one of the biggest sons of bitches you will ever meet. If you should
but
get on his bad side.
At some point you will meet him in a way because he will be on the show at some point.
Yes, we will get him on. And if you're wondering why I talk so high and low of him, it all goes to one little story involving the white oak. But that's for another show. Well, everybody, we are finishing up here. We want to go back upstairs, listen to some amazing tunes, finish these delicious beers, and finish off our evening. We hope to be back, hopefully with a full crew or just more people or whatever comes our way, but we know we want to be back behind the mics. We hope you'll return to listen to us, ramble, tell stories, drink with us, and go out and seek more of these delicious beers that Buffalo's having to offer, the world is having to offer, because it's only getting bigger and it's just getting better. So from myself and from Alex, cheers.
Cheers.
And we'll see you next time.